All right, let's get right into it. Today we're going to pull back the curtain on a protocol that most people in the modern world have never even tried, eating just one meal a day. Now, this isn't about starving yourself, not at all. It's about tapping into a powerful biological program that's already built into you. So let's start the clock and see what actually happens inside your body, hour by hour. This is just the perfect way to picture it. Think about a warehouse where the delivery trucks just never stop, all day long. Boxes are piling up, the staff is constantly busy just processing new arrivals, and there's absolutely zero time for maintenance, for cleanup, or to fix that leaky roof. That's pretty much what's happening inside our bodies with constant eating. So here's the big question. What happens when you finally lock those warehouse doors? When the deliveries stop, and for the first time all day, the manager can actually take a breath and let the cleanup crew out to do their job? Well, that's exactly what we're about to explore, the incredible chain reaction that kicks off the moment you give your body a real break.
So here's our roadmap. We're going to tackle this in 5 parts. First, we'll look at the constant delivery problem. Then we'll follow the 23-hour cleanup crew on their hour-by-hour timeline. After that, we'll see the cellular superpowers you unlock. And then we'll get practical with a first-timer's guide, and finally cover the perfect meal to break your fast.
Okay, part 1, the constant delivery problem. You see, to really get why fasting works, you have to understand what your body is doing when you're not fasting. And it all boils down to one very important hormone.
That hormone is insulin. Think of insulin as the manager of that warehouse we talked about. When a food delivery arrives, insulin's job is to unlock the doors and direct all that energy into your cells for storage. But here's the crucial part. As long as insulin is around, it keeps the exit doors locked. It is a one-way valve. This means it is literally, biologically impossible to burn your stored body fat when insulin is present. The doors are locked.
So, if high insulin is the lock, then lowering insulin has to be the key, right? And that brings us to the main event, the play-by-play of what your body does when you finally stop eating and let that insulin manager go home for the day.
We can break the whole journey down into 4 key phases. The first few hours, you're just in the digestion phase. Then you hit what I call the hunger zone. This is where most people get tripped up. But if you can push past that, you hit a massive metabolic shift. And finally, you get into deep repair mode.
This right here, this is the moment everything changes. Around hour 12, your body has burned through all the easy, quick-access sugars stored in your liver. You can think of that as the cash in your wallet. It's gone. So now it has a choice. Does it shut everything down, or does it do something smarter? Well, you're a survival machine, so it does the smart thing. It unlocks the vault, where all your body fat is stored. For the first time all day, you are no longer burning food. You are burning you.
Now, here's the part that surprises almost everyone who tries this. That gnawing hunger you felt a few hours ago, poof, it's just gone. Why? Because your body is no longer on a blood sugar roller coaster. It's now running on a steady supply of your own body fat. And your brain, well, it starts running on this incredible byproduct of fat burning called ketones, a super clean, super efficient fuel. It's why people report this amazing sense of mental clarity and energy. You don't feel drained, you feel switched on.
And this is where we get to the real magic. I'm talking about the benefits that go way beyond just fat loss. These are the rewards that you only get when you push into those later hours of the fast. This is where you unlock your cellular superpowers.
It's a process called autophagy. I know, it sounds a little weird, self-eating. But what it really is your body's internal recycling and quality control program. When no new building materials are coming in, your body gets to work scavenging for old, junky, broken-down cell parts, and it recycles them into new, pristine parts. It is deep-level spring cleaning.
And that's not just some buzzword. Seriously, this deep cellular repair is why fasting is so connected to longevity and anti-aging research. You are literally taking out the cellular trash and rebuilding yourself from the inside out. And this process simply cannot happen when you're eating all day.
Okay, but I know what you're thinking. This is the #1 fear people have, and it's a totally valid question. If my body is self-eating, isn't it going to eat my precious muscle? Well, the answer, thankfully, is a huge no. Your body's way smarter than that.
Just look at this number.
To protect your muscles while you fast, your body floods your system with human growth hormone, or HGH. We're talking a spike of 1,300 to 2,000%. HGH basically puts a protective force field around your muscle tissue. It tells your body, hey, don't you dare touch the muscle, we need that to go hunt. Go burn the fat instead. It's an incredibly powerful muscle-sparing state.
Okay, so we've covered the why. It's pretty compelling, right? But now let's get into the how. Because just jumping from 3 meals a day straight into one is, well, it's a recipe for disaster. You need a transition plan. So this part is your practical, step-by-step guide.
First, and this is non-negotiable, you have to ease into it. Just start by pushing your breakfast back an hour, then 2 hours. A few days later, try skipping it altogether. You have to let your body adapt. Here's a pro tip. Fasting headaches are really common at first, but it's usually just your body losing electrolytes. A little pinch of sea salt in your water works like magic. And above all, listen to your body. Fasting is a stress. If you're already super stressed or not sleeping well, this might not be the right tool for you right now.
And we have to be crystal clear on this. This protocol is not for everyone. You should absolutely avoid this, or at the very least, you have to talk to your doctor if you're pregnant or nursing, have a history of eating disorders, are on certain medications, or dealing with things like major stress or thyroid issues. This is all about improving your health, not creating new problems.
All right, we've made it to the finish line, the final, and you can argue the single most important part of the entire process. You did the fast. Now what? Because how you re-enter the world of eating is just as important as the fast itself.
I want you to picture yourselves like a dry sponge. After 23 hours of not eating, they are incredibly sensitive and ready to soak up everything you give them. So if you throw a bunch of sugary junk food at that sponge, it's going to absorb all of it, and you are going to feel absolutely awful. What you eat in this moment matters twice as much.
So you have to think of this meal as crucial rebuilding material, not just a reward for fasting. You wouldn't rebuild a house with junk, right? So you've got to avoid the pizza and soda, the processed stuff that's going to cause a huge energy crash. Instead, you want to prioritize the actual building blocks your body is craving.
So here is a super simple 3-step plan. Number 1, start with the foundation, protein, steak, salmon, eggs. Your body is desperate for those amino acids to repair and rebuild. 2, add healthy fats like avocado or olive oil to keep that fat-burning engine humming. And 3, pile on a huge amount of vegetables to restock all those essential minerals like potassium and magnesium. You know, when you really get down to it, this is about so much more than what you eat. It's about breaking free. You stop being a slave to your blood sugar, where you're constantly thinking about your next snack or meal. You get to return to this powerful, ancient rhythm that's coded into our DNA: hunt, feast, and then rest and repair. By understanding this whole hour-by-hour process, hunger stops being an emergency signal you have to obey. It just becomes a switch that you are in control of. You're no longer just surviving between meals, you are actively healing and optimizing in those quiet moments. So the only real question left is, are you ready to hunt, feast, and rest?